Memorizing scripts, looking at playbooks, these things do not build successful businesses. I promise you. Hey, here's a script on how to close a high net worth client. That's not what's going to build your business. Memorizing someone else's script isn't a shortcut to building a successful business. Buying someone else's plug and play playbook is not the secret to launching a successful business and reaching your goals. Those things can be beneficial. I'm going to tell you how they can be beneficial, but it's not by taking a plug and play, copy and paste playbook on how to do this. That is not going to make you successful. You're not going to build a successful business doing that. Here's how to charge premium fees. Here's the high net worth clients that you need to go after. Here's a script for you to memorize when you're closing the deal. Here is wording that you want to put on your website. Just copy and paste it, and this is going to close the deal every time. Buy this, and it's guaranteed that you are going to have a multi-million-dollar firm. You're going to have a $100,000 firm. You're going to have a $500,000 firm. Whatever. X, Y, fill in the blank. There is no shortcut to building a profitable business. I was going to say I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but I'm not. I want to be the one to tell you this. People, man, I don't have the proverb memorized, but basically it's like enemies come to you with a flattering tongue, but a true friend's wounds cut. All right, I botched that. It is a paraphrase, but the point is, someone who does not have your best interest at heart is going to tell you, this is easy, pay me money, copy and paste, you'll win. A true friend is going to tell you, that's not going to work. This is hard. You've got to put in real effort. Those playbooks can work if you tailor it to who you are. You are not the person who wrote that playbook. That playbook worked for them with their background, their personality, their network, their goals, and their skills, their opportunities, their things that they enjoy doing. All of those might be a little different than they are for you. I've mentioned this before. It's kind of like baking. So if you're baking, I'm not a baker, but I've heard this analogy enough times to know that when you're baking, the ingredients are extremely important and the measurements are extremely important. You cannot use the wrong amount of flour when baking and it come out right. It's the same thing. Building your business, there's a bunch of ingredients that go into that. And if I show you the ingredients that went into building my business and something is different, that might be the thing that tanks your business. That might be the thing that, wow, I didn't realize, like I've got all these things going into building a business. Some that I know and can put into a playbook, some I'm not even aware of, that are more nuanced than any of us could ever think about. Part of that, we are aware of, like, oh, it's my network, it's this or that, it's how I talk, it's people I've met over the years, it's the people that I know in my network and how willing they are to share my information with others. I mean, there's so many things that go into this. And if we pull out one ingredient, that might be one of the things that means you don't get to where I was. But that doesn't mean that you can't do it. We have to find the ingredient that works for you, the ingredients, the whole recipe that works for you. That is what a mentor or a coach would do. Yes, here's what I've done. What resonates with you? Do you like that? If I share, like, here is the word that I use, and I do that, right? It's not a script, but you get to a point where you say the same thing over and over again, and you start to realize kind of what you're communicating and which pieces work, and what closes deals. And so I could write that out and say, here's what I say to close clients. Repeat this and you can close clients. It may work. May work for a lot of you. It's not going to work for all of you because I have a different thought on these things. Those things that I say came from my beliefs, core beliefs, things that I believe, things that I want my clients to believe, things that I want my clients to understand. If you don't believe what you're saying, it's not going to close the deal. I promise you. You might be able to convince a few people, but it's not going to close a deal like if you're finding the right people who resonate with what you believe and you're speaking with conviction. That's going to close the deal. Going after high net worth people. I don't go after high net worth clients. Can you make more money doing that? Yeah, you can. There's a lot of opportunity there. A lot of people targeting high net worth people. There's less high net worth people, but you can make a lot of money targeting high net worth people. I don't do it. It's not a desire of mine. So if I were to get in an appointment and try to close a high net worth person, there might be, there's high net worth people that I would resonate with, that would resonate with me, that we would really align in terms of our vision for kind of what tax strategies are and how we should use them and what the goals in life are and things like that. So I'm not going to say that I don't have any high net worth clients. But I'm not targeting high net worth clients. I'm targeting people who have similar thoughts around tax strategy that I do because they're the ones that are going to enjoy the advice that I give. They're the ones that I'm going to enjoy working with. I'm not just chasing revenue. I want to actually enjoy my work. So I'm not going to just work with a bunch of high net worth people that I don't necessarily like or agree with just to boost my revenue. I'm going to find high net worth people who resonate with the same thoughts I have. I'm going to find regular people. I just like working with regular people. There's 95 to 98% of the population is what I would call regular people. They aren't ultra high net worth. They're not sitting on $20 million. They're not sitting on $50 million of net worth. They're not sitting on $5 million of net worth. They're 50,000, zero net worth, negative net worth in debt, up to million, couple million in net worth. This is 95% of the population. Those are the people that I like working with. Those are the people that I talk to. And even all of those, some of those have different thoughts and perspectives on tax strategy than I do. And I'm not going to resonate with them. I'm probably not going to work with them, and that's fine. So let me get back to my main point. My main point is that you cannot plug and play. You cannot shortcut this. Now, let me give you a little bit of information on my PDF, my workbook for helping you plan to launch or improve or grow your firm your way. That's what I named it. Your firm, your way. Not my way, not someone else's way, not some guru's way. There's no promise here that it's easy. I can't market this and say, download my playbook, do what it says, be successful. I'd be lying to you. I hope and I think that if you go through it, it will make you more successful. But it's not going to be because it made it easier for you. It is a workbook. I called it that on purpose. It's a guide. It's a workbook. It is not a playbook. It is not a copy and paste. You've got to go through it and do the work. So here are the sections that I go through. Introduction and how to use this guide. Clarify your vision and purpose. Find your niche and target market. Define your services and pricing model. Branding and messaging. Marketing channels, content strategy. Client acquisition and sales process. Onboarding and client experience. Processes, workflows, SOPs. Automation, tech stack. Execution and 90-day growth plan. And then an appendix and some resources. These are all things that you need to work through. I had to work through these and I had to figure out what worked for me. So in terms of finding your niche, it's not a play. Do real estate investors. This is how you become successful. Do ultra high net worth people. Do high net worth people. I'm not prescribing what you need to do. I have some exercises for you to find your niche based on your interests, who you enjoy working with. What do you know about? What are you already good at, interested in, and enjoy doing? right? It's going to help you identify what that is for you instead of prescribing what I did for myself. So that's how this works. Same thing with branding and messaging. There's examples in there. There's a framework. I have talked about this a bunch. I use StoryBrand framework by Donald Miller. It is a framework. You have the customer. They're the character in the story. They have a problem. It's the whole reason why they reached out to you. They find taxes stressful or they want to pay less than tax, whatever. They have a problem. They meet a guide. That's you. The guide gives them a plan. Here's the 3-step plan to solve your problem. I care about you. I understand your problem. I can help you with your problem. Here's the plan. I call you to action. Meet with me, hire me, fill out my survey, whatever. One call to action. The call to action leads them to success that they want and helps them avoid failure. But yes, there's a framework there, but that could be a billion different stories. The character could be a different person. For me, it could be someone who's stressed out with taxes. For you, it could be someone who is ultra high net worth. That's fine. Could be someone who's a real estate investor. Could be dentists who have inefficiencies in their practice that you can help them with. They have a problem. The problem's going to be different. Problem with most of my clients is they don't like taxes. They're either stressed by them or they just bored by them, don't want to do them. They want to outsource them, and I can give them peace of mind. That's the promise I give is peace of mind. Yours might be people paying too much in taxes, missed out on some deductions, and want to pay less in taxes. That's fine. But you've got to go through that. So there's a framework and there's exercises, but you've got to develop your own messaging because you cannot copy and paste someone else's messaging because it won't be believable. You can't copy and paste because it's not believable if it's not your words. You can steal some things. You can take from other people, but you've got to create what's yours because that is what's going to sell. That's what's going to make you successful. It's not the words that you say. They can be important, but just as important or more important is how you say it. How convinced are you? How confident are you when you're sitting down with that person that you can deliver what they are looking for? And that's how I close clients. I turn away the ones that I can't deliver what they're looking for. I don't work with the ones that I don't want to work with. I identify the clients that I enjoy working with. I can deliver value and solve a problem that they have. They enjoy working with me, and the deal closes itself. I don't have to convince them. I just talk to them about what I believe. And I don't have to memorize a script because I know what I believe. I know what I think about taxes. I know how dumb I think it is when people chase tax strategy at the expense of actually enjoying their life, or they chase tax deductions at the cost of cash flow in their pocket. I just share what I believe, and I land the people who resonate with me. Now, I try to weed those people out through things like marketing and my messaging and how I communicate so that the other people don't even reach out to me. I also use a survey to weed out certain types of situations that I just don't do tax prep and strategy for. And so I try to narrow that down so that I don't just have to have appointments with a million people and waste my time or their time. But the point here is you don't have to remember a script if you're speaking from what you believe. You've just got to find the people who resonate with what you believe, have the problems you can solve. And then the deal closes itself. So again, that's the workbook that I put together. You've got to go through, you've got to do the work. Let's go through just one of these in terms of what it looks like. All right, branding and messaging. Your brand isn't just a logo or color palette. It's the promise you make, the voice you use, and the experience clients have when they interact with you. Now, we know this. A brand is way more than Apple with a little Apple logo. It's the promise, it's the voice, it's the experience. That is your brand. It is you. Now, you can separate your brand from you. That is possible. But certainly in a small business, certainly if you want to be a professional advisor, your brand is you. It's you. And you can only be who you are. If you try to hide who you are, if you try to be something you're not to close a different kind of client, because you think that that's going to make you more successful, it's not going to work because you're pretending. Polished visual identity can help you look professional. Your messaging and authentic voice are what truly attract the right client. Brand identity foundations. Why does this matter? We go through why it matters. We go through some key elements here. Brand personality and voice. You have to define your tone. Be yourself. I've hit this already multiple times. Be yourself. Some key questions here. What 3 adjectives describe how I talk? Clear, friendly, no nonsense, Southern, Northeastern, got an accent, whatever. How would I explain tax concepts in a coffee shop conversation? How am I going to talk to my sibling? How am I going to talk to a parent? How am I going to talk to a close friend about this? I'm going to be honest with a close friend, right? I'm going to be like, hey, look, dude, don't do that. Please don't do that. I'm not going to try to convince him so that I get a better fee for it. I'm not going to try to make him think that I saved him more in taxes than what I really did. I'm going to be open and honest. Ask yourself these questions. How do you want to talk? This is part of your brand. How do I deliver advice? How do I talk to people? This video, this is me. I've got no script for this video. I'm just being me. That's part of my brand. That's part of my brand. That's what you get when you reach out to me. Core messaging pillars. Pain point. What problem do you solve for them? Everybody wants a problem solved. It's the first question I ask after chit chat in a new client discovery appointment. A little bit of chit chat. How's it going? How'd you find me? You were referred, found me on Google, whatever. What caused you to reach out to me? What triggered you to be looking for a CPA to help you at this point in time? What's the pain point? Something changed. People don't reach out and say, I need to do my taxes. Something happens. They got married. They don't understand their tax situation anymore. They had a kid. They moved. They changed jobs. They have more money than they ever did before. They bought a new investment. They don't know how to do it on TurboTax anymore. Their previous person ghosted them for 6 months. The previous preparer died. They've got a pain point. You got to figure it out, because if you can't solve that pain point, they will not hire you. They should not hire you. Only people whose problems can be solved by you should hire you. So you need to identify the problem that you can solve well, that you like solving, that you know how to solve, and then find the people who have that problem, tell them that you know how to solve it, and you don't have to convince anyone. It's not sales at that point. It's just sharing. I understand your problem. I solved it for these people. I can solve it for you. Here's how I solve it. Do you want me to solve it? That's the sales process right there. And it closes every time. Promise. What is the biggest benefit? Peace of mind, predictable planning, can lower your taxes. Okay, pain point, promise, proof. How do you back it up? I've done it before. Here's how I do it. I talk to people about stuff all the time in the client appointment. Am I giving away free advice? Sure. But I honestly think that helps me close deals because I give it away. And they say, wow, like he knows what he's talking about. He's willing to share with me. He's not just out to do whatever. He actually cares about, even if I don't hire him, he cares that I understand this and get it right. Great. Develop an elevator pitch. So something like this, I help solo business owners turn tax chaos into clear, stress-free planning so they can focus on growth, not forms. I think that's kind of wordy, but sometimes this works. I was trying one of these one time. Hey, I help, I forgot what I said. I take stress and turn it into peace of mind. Oh, really? How do you do that? Catchy, clever catchphrase. Maybe it grabs people's attention. I personally have just found that by saying I'm a CPA, people go, wow, can you help me with my taxes? So I stick to that. The simplest way that you can communicate what you want people to hear that you can do is what you should go with here. So if you need to come up with something, I help I help high-income business owners reduce their taxes. Great. If that's who they are, they're going to resonate with that. If they're not, they're going to move on. And that's a great way to qualify people. I just say I'm a CPA because most people think CPAs deal with taxes, which I do. I don't have a specific niche in that way. So I just want people to say, do you help with taxes? Yes. And then they start telling me what they've got. And I either tell them I can help them or, hey, I don't do that. So that's the easiest way I found to do it. Then you add the other brand stuff, get some logo and colors, make sure that they fit your brand, make sure the look, the feel, all of that, the interaction with that, it all makes sense with your brand. Develop some templates, and if you want deeper expertise on this, then reach out to like a branding specialist, get them to develop the colors and the font and the logo and everything so that it matches up correctly. Write your voice profile in 2 sentences. Describe your tone and how you want clients to feel. Craft your messaging. Fill in, I help who overcome what by delivering what, backed up by what. And so that is kind of it's a big piece of the story brand framework. I mean, this is a big piece of selling, right? And then apply it, update this to your website, make some changes, actually jump into do this. Positioning statement, we go through that a little bit too. I'm blank who helps blank achieve blank. That's kind of the same thing as what we just said here in sort of your messaging pillar. I'm a CPA who helps freelancers keep more profit with 0 tax surprises. Well, that's pretty good. Any freelancer is going to want that. And if you can actually deliver on that and that's who you want to work with, that could be a great message for you. All right. Look, if it doesn't resonate, don't force it. Just say what you do in plain language. Again, this is what I was just talking about. I am a CPA. I focus mostly on tax work. That gets people's attention. It really does. It works. Online presence essentials, website, social profiles and posting, how to keep your messaging the same. There's some exercises here. Audit your website. Pick one social media platform to start testing stuff on. If you like making videos, start doing that. But if you don't do that, right? Here's the story brand framework. I go through the story brand framework. I have an exercise for that as well. And then I have some reflection at the end of the chapter. Again, this is work. Because I want your business to be successful. And if I tell you what I did and I say copy and paste it, you may or may not be successful. But if you put in the work, you will be. Everyone has a problem they can solve for a group of people that resonate with them, that trust them. It may look different than mine. It may be completely different. All right. I was talking to a guy, it was a couple years ago, but he had moved here from a country in Africa. He was living in the Midwest, going to school, and a bunch of people, he was studying accounting, but he was telling me that everyone expects you to come over and be in the medical field. They expect you to be a nurse or a doctor or something. So all of these people from this country in Africa that he's from have come to America, and a lot of them are travel nurses, doctors. They're in a specific industry. And I was like, look, dude, don't try to focus on the people I'm focused on. Focus there. Now, you don't have to just do that. You don't have to be pigeonholed into this. And if you don't want to work with those people, don't. Find the people you want to. But my point was here, there's a built-in trust factor there. You're from that country. You understand their background. There's an immediate built-in trust because you have shared life experiences. You understand the pressure to go into medical. You understand why they chose that. You understand what the draw was for that. But you also understand the tax piece. You understand the benefits. You understand how they can pay their least amount in taxes. You understand how to help them stay compliant in a new country with a new tax code with this job that they have. That's going to sell. It's going to sell itself. And you have to find what fits for you, and that's going to be different for everyone. So that's why the workbook that I put together is this combination of here's what I found helps, here's frameworks to put your story and pieces within, but it has to be the custom ingredients that will work for you, given your background, your expertise, what you enjoy doing, what you know how to do, the problems that you can solve for people, the people who already inherently trust you, the people that are already in your network. You've got to do the work to build the business that will work for you, not copy what has worked for someone else. If you want that playbook, it's $79. I don't run promos. I don't discount prices. The price doesn't bounce around. I don't do limited time offers. All those things are fine. They work. Limited time offer, $49 until Monday at midnight. It gets people to buy. It's not who I am. It's not part of my brand. It's not what I want to do. It's not what I like doing. It doesn't fit me. I don't want someone to buy my playbook for $49. I don't want someone to buy my playbook for $79. And then a week from now, I run a deal at $49. Someone buys it, and then it goes back to $79. They missed the deal. They're like, I missed the deal. So they buy it at $79. And then a holiday comes around and I discount it again. And they're like, well, why did I buy it for $79 when you discount it again 3 months? $79. That's the price. It's the price it's going to stay. I'm not going to discount it. I don't have any plans to make it go up either. I mean, if anything, it would go up over time, but I'm not going to bounce it around. and I don't have plans. I don't plan to make it go up. So wait if you want to. Buy it 6 months from now if you want to. It's not going to go up in price. Buy it today if you want it. But you're going to have to put in work. It's not a plug and play. It's not a shortcut. It doesn't overpromise and undeliver. If anything, it underpromises and significantly overdelivers. Because if you put the work, what do you do in life that you don't have to put in the work to be successful? You want to get in shape, you want to eat right. Those things are hard. You got your CPA license, you got your EA, you had to study, you had to go to school, you had to take the test, you had to pay for it. You had to sacrifice time for study. You had to put in work. Building a business is harder than all of those things. You've got to put in the work. Is it possible to work less hours, make more money? Is it possible to enjoy your work? Is it possible to have more work-life balance? Yeah, absolutely. All those things are possible. But you got to do the work. You can't shortcut this. If you want the playbook, I've got the link. I don't know where you're seeing this video. If it's YouTube, the link's below. If it's LinkedIn, the link's going to be below. If it's on my own website, you're on my website. Purchase the PDF. If you got questions about it, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know. I'll give you the $79 back. I don't care. It's $79. If you go through this and it doesn't help you build a more successful business that you enjoy working in, that resonates more with you and who you want to work with, I'll give you the $79 back. That's fine. Thanks for watching. If you have any other questions, if you want any other videos that I haven't made yet, things that you want help with, let me know. That's what I'm here for. I want to help you build the business that you enjoy, that's successful, that's yours. Thanks for watching.